and Chloe. I almost called her Chloe. Clary! Hey, what's up guys? It's Sher and I am Shadowhunters Trash. I just want to say that I really liked this episode. I know I said one of the other ones was my favorite, but I think this one might top it. There was something about this episode that made me connect with every single character. From Luke to Clary to Jace to Magnus. I really liked this episode. Something about this episode's vibe was just very smooth. Like I've said that before, this was really smooth. This was a smooth episode. It was really easy to follow. I wasn't confused. I wasn't screaming what the hell or what the fuck at my TV. Well, you know what? I did it once. I did it like a few times. But in the good way, not in the this is so stupid, I don't understand what's going on, but in the good way, like what the hell? Like this is great. Okay. So, let's get right into it. So this episode starts out with Clary knowing where the cup is, which I was very happy about because I wanted to see where this damn cup was at. So it turns out that the cup was in these like witch cards that her mom had painted, and she had given them to Dot. But since Dot had passed away and was killed by Valentine, they were like, Valentine must have the cards, we gotta go get them from him. And then Luke comes into the picture. He's like, no, he doesn't have them, I do. They're at the precinct where I work, and they're like, whew, okay, this is gonna be easy. And Magnus has this really funny line about like Beyonce riding a dinosaur in Times Square. I don't even really remember what he was saying it about, but I don't know. I really liked it. I found it really amusing and cute. I was like, okay, alright, cool. Oh, and then Magnus also has like the cutest giggle in the world. Like, Clary called Luke something out of the movie The Mummy, and he like giggled, and I was like, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So after that scene, Jace, Clary, and Luke all go to the precinct, but Luke is the only one who goes in because he says he doesn't want it to seem suspicious. And he goes to get the cup out of his desk. But the thing is, this guy comes in and he's like, give me your gun and your badge. And he's like, what the fuck? Okay. So he gives it to him, and it turns out they think that he murdered someone. I don't know if I'm supposed to know who they think he murdered. I mean, he's a werewolf. I'm like, is it a werewolf murder? Is it a normal murder? Is it a demon thing? I'm really confused. But regardless, that means that he can't get the cup. So Clary and Jace have to figure out another way to get it. And I didn't really ship them. I knew they were gonna get together because they were like the main two. They were like the important two, you know? Like they were together. Like it was a thing. Everyone knew they were gonna get together. So I didn't really pay attention to them. But in this episode, I was really into it. I was like, yes, Clary and Jace, this is amazing. So they decide to go into the precinct, and they have to come up with a plan to get into his desk. And so Clary and him walk in, and she turns around on him and she goes, you son of a bitch! And she smacked the crap out of him, and I was like, she smacked him clear across the room. He was so confused. He was like, and then he looked at her like, he felt so betrayed. And I was cracking up because I was like, of course this is what she decides to do. She's just gonna smack the shit out of him. She's like, you'll never see me at your crummy apartment again. And she's like playing it up where it's as if they're a couple and she looking for her house key that what's his name has, that Luke has. Why am I so bad with names? So she plays it off as if she just got into a fight with her boyfriend, they just broke up, she doesn't have her house key anymore, so she is going into his desk to find the house key. But when she goes into the desk, it turns out all of their stuff is gone. All of Luke's stuff is gone. So she turns around to his partner, the lady partner who was in like the first episode. She turns to her and she's like, where's all of his stuff? I need a house key, you know, and he usually keeps one here. And she's like, all of his stuff is locked up. And she's like, oh, locked up? Why? As if she doesn't know that he's, you know, being up for murder. And then she's like, honey, don't worry about it. are you sure you lost your house key? Do you want to look in your bag? And when she realizes that all of his stuff is upstairs of the precinct in like lockup where they keep all of like the bad people stuff, she goes, oh my god, you're totally right. And she pulls her house keys out of her bag and she's like, thank you for reminding me to look there. And then she runs off with Jace. Why am I so bad with names? This is ridiculous. So they end up going out and they ended up calling the Lightwoods. So they show up and they're like, you know, what's going on? And they're like, okay, so we know where the cup is, metaphorically, but we have to get back inside to get it. So they have to figure out a way to do it, but they find out from Luke that there are other downworlders who are on the force and they don't know who is working for Valentine. So they need to believe that everyone has the sight instead of no one has the sight. So they have to be super overly cautious. Okay, so the Lightwoods end up going into the precinct first before Clary and Jace go back in. Isabel and Alec end up having a talk where she's like, you need to go flirt with the woman at the front desk, and you know, I'm obviously not her type, but who knows, she could have been gay, you know, whatever. And honestly, girls do better with other girls flirting with them than boys flirting with them, I've come to notice. If a girl flirts with me, I'm always down for it, but as soon as a guy starts flirting with me, I'm like, shut up. Who are you? I think Isabel should have gone, low-key. But Alec ends up going over there, and he doesn't know how to flirt, so he goes, you come here often? She works there. Idiot. And he ends up like knocking over her water bottle to distract her, so then he ends up picking up her little key code thing and he throws it to Isabel, and there's this really cool thing where she's just chilling and she's like walking in slow-mo, and then she grabs the thing from midair, and I'm like, yas, Isabel, yas. And she goes in and she messes with the power. So she turns the power off because she used like a rune on the thing or something. I really don't know how these runes work. And these niggas got runes for everything. Like, I swear to God, they have a glow in the dark rune, I'm sure. They've got those funny rocks. They've got a rune that lets you see in the dark. And I'm like, this is the ugliest, like, feature on the damn show. I was like, this is gross. So they finally get upstairs and they find the cup, and it's in the little card thing. Let me see what I can use to describe how this goes. So they find the cup, and let's say this is the card that the cup is in or whatever. Clary is supposed to be able to stick her hand inside of it and pull out the cup, but she doesn't know how. So she knows how to stick stuff into paper, but she doesn't know how to pull it out. So she goes in and she goes like this, and she can't get it out. She can't figure out how to get the cup out of its paper card thing. So they leave the precinct again while the power's out. There's like a power surge or whatever. That's what the mundanes are going with. That's what they're gonna call it. They go outside and there's people everywhere. There are cops, there are probably people in like handcuffs, there's a grandma, and there's just a whole bunch of stuff going on. And Clary is a lot slower than everyone else, so they're all running, well not running, but they're like speed walking really fast trying to get out of there. And she's like, guys, slow down, and she ends up bumping into grandma, and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, and then she's like picking up the Calvin Klein purse, yeah. And she's picking up the purse, and then like grandma's face opens up like how Dot's face opened up, and she's like, ah! And then Clary's just like, oh, I'm so scared. And I'm like, girl, haven't you learned something in the past 7 episodes? Learn something, Clary. And Jace comes out of nowhere and he's like, grandma, and he like gives her like this hug, but he's stabbing her with the sword, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. That's cool, Jace. Go ahead. Kill the grandma. And then once the grandma is out, Clary's like, what the hell? Like, she hasn't seen demons before, and he's like, not in front of grandma. Bad language. And it's really funny to me. And it was like, it was funny, and I was just like, I cannot believe this right now. Like, are you kidding? So as they're trying to get back to the Institute, they decide to take these like underground tunnel looking things. Isabel's necklace starts like pulsing to let them know that there are demons around, and this is the fancy necklace she got from Magnus. And the necklace is letting her know that there are demons around. It's like pulsing, and the color is like... So she's like, guys, there are demons here. We need to split up so they can't find us or something. And Jace tells Clary to go off on her own, which I find really ridiculous. Don't leave the like little girl who doesn't really know how to fight demons. Like, don't tell her to go by herself. It's like setting her up for failure. Like, you want her to die. I swear to God, Jace is a bad guy. How much y'all want to bet that Jace is going to turn evil in the second season? I feel it happening. Why would he send her off on her own if he didn't want her to die? I'm sorry. I don't, he evil. So Clary starts running off by herself, and of course, she's not even running for like 5 minutes, and she gets caught in this, dead end. So there's a wall on this side, a wall on this side, a wall in front of her. She cannot go anywhere. And then these 3 bug-looking evil demon things are coming after her. So she decides, okay, let me try to get the cup out of, like, the thing again. But I'm literally looking at her like, girl, what is a cup gonna do to save you from some demons? What does cup do? Because I know the cup make more Shadowhunters, but what's she gonna do? Cut her hand and pour it in there and then be like, make a Shadowhunter to save my life? Like, I didn't understand. But she goes ahead and she grabs her card and she like sticks her hand in, and then it turns into like this portal looking thing, and suddenly she can pull the cup out, and the demons are coming at her, and she's like, stay back! Stay back! And I'm like, girl, what's the cup gonna do against the fucking demons? It's just a cup. It's a cup that holds blood. Like, what is he gonna do to save you? But somehow it does. And the demons back up, and I guess they run away, like, as if. Maybe the demons went to go tell Valentine that she has the cup or something, because they run off, and she is able to, like, save herself. And then she calls out, Jace! Jace! And then Jace comes out, and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're okay. And then she's like, I got the cup. And then he's like, give it to me so I can protect you. And I knew something was off. Something about the way his voice sounded, I was like, oh, this ain't Jace. This is evil Jace. This is the evil Jace I've been talking about. I was like, he is evil. Kill him. And surprisingly, she does. Out of nowhere, she gets one of the glow-in-the-dark swords, and she stabs the evil Jace, and he like bursts into flames because it turns out he was a demon. But I don't understand. If she had that glow-in-the-dark sword this entire time, why didn't she use it on the 3 little like bug demons? Why didn't she kill the bug demons? Instead, she pulled out the cup and was like, stay back. That don't make no sense to me. You know the sword can kill demons, but you pull out the cup. Anyway, she ends up coming back to the Institute, where we see Jace, the real Jace, like basically yelling at everybody, and he's like, we need to find Clary, this is all that matters. If you get in trouble, just tell them it was all my fault. You know, I'll handle all the consequences, whatever. And then she goes, Jace! And so they run to meet each other, and she like throws herself into his arms. She gives him a big hug, and he looks really confused. He's like, why is this child hugging me? And he like pushes her back, and he's like, are you okay? And she's like, I got the cup. And he's like, I don't care about the cup, I care about you. Are you okay? And it was really sweet. It was a really sweet sentiment. And she was telling him about how she killed the evil Jace, and he was like, how did you know it wasn't me? And she was like, I looked into the details like you told me. And I was like, okay, girl, shut up. And then he's like, well, you have the sight, you're a Shadowhunter, da 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 da. Like, he's coming up with logical explanations. And she's like, shut up. And she just kisses him. Okay, so I have a surprise. Here's my reaction to the kiss right after the kiss happened. Hey, what's up guys, it's Sher Nick and I'm Shadowhunters Trash, and I just finished watching Shadowhunters, so like it's like 10 o'clock at night or something, I don't know, and I usually don't film my videos until the next day, So this isn't the whole video or anything, but I need to talk about that kiss. And I need to talk about my reaction to that kiss, because nothing will be as pure as how I'm feeling right now, and I'm like, oh my god. Okay, so I didn't really ship Clary and Jace together because like they were both like minor characters to me. Like I didn't care about them. Like they were not important. They were never like important to me. I was like, yeah, they're the main people in the show. Who cares? Who cares? You know, we know they're gonna get together. You know they're gonna get married. Da 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 da. Whatever. Well, not married, but you know what I mean. They're gonna get together. And I freaking see that. And I'm chilling. I'm watching the episode. You know, enjoying my life. And then they have that kiss. Oh my god. Oh my god. I screamed so loud and I jumped up from my chair. I was sitting on this couch right here. I was sitting right there on that couch right there. I jumped up so fast and started like banging on my chest, and I was like, yes, yes, like I've been waiting for this all this time, and I haven't been. I just got so hyped, and I was like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing that ever happened. I didn't even ship them beforehand, and then that happened, and I was like, this is magical. This is amazing. This is everything I've ever wanted, and it wasn't, and I'm like, holy crap, you know, like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna try to calm down, because I'm just really hype, and I felt the need to say it now, instead of waiting until tomorrow, because I'm not gonna be this hyped tomorrow, because, you know, I do it in the morning after I wake up, and I, like, you know, do my makeup and stuff. This is pure excitement right here, and I'm just, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. I can't believe it, because like I was not looking for Clace to happen. Like I completely ignored it. It was not important to me, and then they have that magical kiss and I was suddenly like up their asses. Like I was literally like in disbelief. Like that was the most amazing thing I had ever seen, and I feel bad because Alex saw it and Isabel saw it, but like I don't care right now because that was so amazing. And okay, alright, I'm gonna chill out, and now we're gonna see me looking nice and pretty instead of like a hot mess like I do right now, and we're gonna shoot to tomorrow. Okay. So yeah, that was my reaction to the kiss. That was my reaction honestly to the whole episode. That's how I was last night. It was a really nice kiss. And I feel worse now that I've gotten off the high of it, that I feel really bad that Alec had to see that and that Isabel had to see it. I feel bad. I do. My poor baby. He doesn't deserve that. I really did think that he was gonna kiss Jace before Clary kissed Jace. I always thought that Alec would be like, I wanted you first. I've known you longer. I've loved you more. And that he would like do some weird sentimental BS and kiss Jace, and it didn't happen, and I guess that's just what I wanted to happen. I don't know if it ever would happen, but I still think it should. I think it needs to be said. I think it needs to be put out there that Alec is in love with Jace, and it just causes a little more drama, you know. But hopefully everything will work out for Alec. I know that we want Malik to happen, but I still think that they need to have a conversation, Jace and Alec. I feel like that conversation needs to be had, you know? So, yeah. Oh, and speaking of the Lightwoods, they both have a very good understanding of each other. Isabel said that Jace doesn't talk to her about his personal life. But the thing is, I don't think that matters, because she is so intuitive to her brother that he doesn't necessarily have to. He doesn't have to be like, oh, my feelings are hurt because of this, this, and this, because of A, B, and C. Because she already knows. And the fact that she was a little upset by that kind of hurt my feelings, because I'm like, you know he doesn't talk to anybody about his feelings. I'm pretty sure he wasn't staying up all night talking to Magnus about it, at least not yet. So I don't know why she feels really hurt by it, because, well, I mean, I guess anyone would feel hurt by that. But he also notices that she is dressing like her mom, you know, trying to be like her mom and everything. And I found that really sweet. Like, it was a super sweet sentiment that he was like, you don't have to do this. And thank you for trying to take off the heat, but you can't change who you are, as in, you don't have to dress like mom to be responsible and to do the right thing. You can be yourself and still do the right thing. But she's like, you know what? I'm trying to grow up. you know, and I really appreciate both of them, because there's nothing like that brother-sister love that is really refreshing to the show, because it's not all about romance, it's not all about love, it's not all about that stuff. We also need to talk about Simon. I feel so bad for Simon. My poor baby. He is jumpy and scared. He thinks he's becoming a vampire. He's trying to prove to himself that he's not a vampire because he like eats garlic bread. And my poor baby. And can we just talk about Alberto's acting, because that was the most fantastic thing I have ever seen. Like, literally, when he called Clary's phone and he was crying as he looked at himself in the mirror, I started crying. I was like, this poor child does not deserve this at all. My baby needs a hug. Like, can I just give him a hug? Can I jump through this fucking screen and give him a hug? Because he doesn't deserve this. And the fact that he doesn't really have anyone. Like, he was calling Clary, and Clary just was not there for him. And she did answer the phone the first time, and she was like, are you okay? And the fact that he said, you know, that he was sick, instead of saying, I think I'm becoming a vampire, kind of threw her off. And she's like, you know, not really paying attention to him, because she knows him, and she's reacting to him probably the way she would have reacted any other way. So I'm not that mad at her. I am mad at Jace for hanging up on him, because well, I don't know. It was messy. He doesn't deserve this, and neither does Maureen. Okay, I need to talk to y'all fucking writers. All right, y'all nasty, rude people need to stop messing with Maureen. Okay, this girl, this beautiful girl, has had a crush on Simon since episode 1, and probably for as long as they've known each other. Okay, they finally hook up, right? If they haven't been hooking up beforehand. And she's talking about how great he is and how much she likes him and how she would like to date him. And then they finally hook up and they're in bed together, and she's like, why won't you ask me to be your girlfriend? And then they make Simon say Clary's name. And that was fucked up. Okay, that was just fucked up. And I'm really mad about that, because she does not deserve that. This poor little mundane just wants a boyfriend who loves her to be Simon. She just wants Simon. She doesn't want anything necessarily from him. She just wants to be loved by Simon, and they fuck with her like that. She probably felt used and abused after that, because he said Clary's name. So not only is he still stuck on Clary, obviously, but now Maureen probably feels dirty because she just had sex with him, and then he runs out of the room. And I will not say that that's because he's a vampire. He's got his own issues with Clary, so I don't understand why he hooked up with Maureen. I don't know if it was the vampire stuff in his system, but that pissed me off, and I do not like that. That's the one thing that pissed me off about this episode. Do not mess with Maureen like that. Protect Maureen 2016, okay? That just pissed me off. Like, okay. I'm sorry that I got so hyped, but that just really made me mad. Because, like, who deserves that? No one deserves that. And that just made me really mad. Like, leave her alone. What did she do to, you know, be like that? Like, that sucks, you know? It sucks, okay? Okay. I'm gonna calm down. I hope I talked about everything I need to talk about, because I didn't talk about Simon as much as I wanted to. I was really impressed by the whole thing. The way Simon is becoming a vampire is being very done. It's being done beautifully, and I really like where it's going. I just don't think that Simon deserved to, like, be mauled to death like that, because at the end, where he goes to see Camille, and she tells him that he would have been fine if he hadn't have shown up at her house or at her hotel or whatever. And then it looks like she's about to just, like, eat him. That's honestly what it looks like. It looked like she was about to, like, maul him to death, and she was about to, like, eat him up. And in the next time on Shadowhunters, we got to see him being, like, buried, and then he, like, crawls out of the ground, and then he, like, hisses at Clary, and she's like, and I was just like, okay, that seems fake or whatever, but okay. I was like that. But everything else was done really well. Like, the whole Simon becoming a vampire thing, I know I had been, like, anticipating it, but now that I saw him get, like, mauled to death and, like, get buried, I'm just like, okay, this is kind of sad. I don't know what I just signed up for, and to kind of see that, like, self-hate and that, like, that worry and that fear from Simon, I was just like, okay, maybe this isn't a good idea. Maybe this shouldn't be happening right now. So, I don't know, I guess we'll just have to wait until next time to see what really goes down and how everything is going to happen, you know? So, I'm really excited. I'm very scared for Simon. I'm really mad about Maureen. I just want peace, love, and cookies, you know, and maybe not to see Valentine again. Oh, and does anyone know what the hell is happening in episode 10? Because I keep seeing pictures, and, like, Clary has, like, a butter knife up to Valentine's throat or something, and I was just really confused. And then I think I saw Isabel with, like, pigtails, and I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm really confused. So if anyone knows about what's happening in episode 12, please, or 10, 12, I don't know. Leave a comment below if you know that. And if you want to talk about this episode, please, let's start a conversation. Talk to me about Maureen, because I need to see other people defending her honor, okay? Please like, comment, subscribe if you want to. Let's start a conversation in the comments below. I love talking about this show, obviously. This show owns my ass. So I will see you guys next time. Bye!